Ladies and gentlemen, recently Ashley Babbitt, and I'm sure you all remember her from the US Capitol, where she was killed by a police officer because she didn't comply. Isn't that what y'all say we should be doing all the time? Well, that's what Ashley failed to do that day. She failed to comply. Despite the fact that they told her not to go through that window, she attempted to go through the window anyway because she did not comply, you know? So, don't preach to us about complying and your own people don't do it. I'm just saying. So, her mother recently did a podcast interview with Rudy Giuliani, and she said her daughter was treated worse than a black woman. See, when y'all make these kind of comments, you are really admitting that you know things are bad for us. You don't like for us to talk about it. I remember I did another video where it was some of y'all might remember it was some man at an airport and the police had them all down on the ground and he was yelling, "Don't treat me like a black person. Don't treat me like a black person. Don't you remember y'all? They treat me like a black person." I said, "See, you wouldn't be making those comments unless you really knew that life has not been good for us. But you want us to grin and bear it, and that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen." But Ashley would be alive, y'all, if she would have said, say it with me now. Ashley would be alive if she would have just, say it with me, complied. She should have complied. Love saying that to everybody else, don't you? All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and play this audio from Raw Story. Just a quick word from our sponsor. After the quick word from the sponsor. After the word from the sponsor, and then we'll get on with it. Okay, here we go. Ashley Babbitt's mom tells Giuliani a black woman would be better treated than her daughter. Ashley Babbitt's mother spoke to Rudy Giuliani on his podcast, released on Sunday, and claimed that her daughter is treated worse than a black woman in America. Aside from the racist claim, Babbitt joined a crowd of attackers in breaking through the windows and doors of the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, marched through the halls of the Capitol, then directly to the outer office of the Speaker of the House, where she helped break out the glass with a Capitol police officer standing with his gun drawn. She chose to go through the window anyway. Even Representative Markwayne Mullin, RO, a far-right supporter of Donald Trump, told Good Morning America the officer didn't have a choice at that time. They were trying to come through the front door, which is where I was in the chamber, and in the back. They were trying to come through the speaker's lobby, and that's problematic when you're trying to defend two fronts. When they broke the glass in the back, the police lieutenant that was there, him and I already had multiple conversations prior to this, and he didn't have a choice at that time. The mob was going to come through the door. There was a lot of members and staff that were in danger at the time. And when he drew his weapon, that's a decision that's very hard for anyone to make, and once you draw your weapon like that, you have to defend yourself with deadly force. Giuliani said that he may have been among the first to see the video. I saw it, I saw it, I saw it 3 hours after. I may have been the first one to see the film. When I saw it with several homicide detectives, co-host Maria Ryan claimed falsely that there was new information becoming available about anti-fascist protesters and Capitol police officers that she implied were actually the ones behind the January 6th attack. New film is coming out all the time, she claimed. Nancy Pelosi's sitting up there in her castle mad that the minions dared show up that day. Well, there are a million strong people there to address their government, and they made an attempt to kill the First Amendment, said Babbitt's mother Mickey with F. But the First Amendment isn't dead. It's wounded, but it's not dead. And people are starting to realize things that happened that day. She went on to say that the House Select Committee is only there to brainwash American citizens. She believes that because the January 6th committee aired the public hearings in prime time, that the January 6th attackers now can't get a fair trial before a jury anywhere in America. with F then claimed that the officer who shot her was checking his earpiece and that a signal flare went up at the time her daughter was shot. It's unclear what she's talking about, however. She attacked the officer and questioned the investigation. Ryan then claimed that videos show Babbitt trying to stop the men from breaking the glass, but Ryan claimed the ones decked out in MAGA gear were anti-fascists. She also claimed that Babbitt was trying to help officers, but didn't explain why then Babbitt climbed through the glass while an officer had a pointed gun at her. Ryan claimed there was no warning before he fired, which is also false, as a video shows the officer had his gun aimed at them as they were trying to break the glass. As of June 2022, Babbitt's family hasn't filed a lawsuit against the Capitol Police, saying they would in August 2021, the New York Daily News reported. Listen to the rant below.
So y'all see Ashley Babbitt's mother is saying she was treated worse than a black woman in America. Well, I'm willing to bet Ashley Babbitt nor her mother has ever been treated worse than a black woman in America. I'm willing to bet everything on that one. Ashley, usually, they always look the other way when it comes down to the law. But that particular day, Ashley just happened to run into a cop that was willing to follow the law. She was coming through the window. He was fearing for his life. She was not complying. And they had no choice but to get rid of the threat. The cop was just doing their job. The cop was just doing their job. The cop has a tough job. It's hard having that job as a police officer. I'm just quoting just the things y'all always say. The cop wanted to go home to their family. Yeah, the cop wants to go home to their family. And, it's just, y'all don't know when that perpetrator is there, they have to make a split-second decision, you know? But at the end of the day, it's all about complying. Complying, 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 and more complying. That's what it's about. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Complying, 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 and more complying. That's what it's about at the end of the day. The cop want to go home to his family. He had to make a split-second decision. They got a tough, tough job to do. Back the blue, back the blue, back the blue. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Comply, comply. Peace, family.